So I just recently found out that the bumps around the nipples are like for blind people. It's almost like braille so that they know where they are. I bet you didn't know that now, did you? Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast show, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is Sir Denver B, and this is Battle of the Sexes. Now, I'm gonna go off topic for a bit here, because, this is some shit that was just really piquing my interest. So back in the day, guys used to talk a lot about how, they'd go and they'd try and get a shorty. The guys would talk about pickup lines and shit. So at some point, you kind of think about it, stuff has changed a lot. Nowadays, we're being told, pickup lines aren't the way to go, just find a nice way, find some smooth way of sliding into DMs, and then if the both of you all have stuff in common, or if the both of you like each other, stuff can actually go down. But usually there's that bit where it's like, y'all are in the house, y'all want to initiate shit, but no one knows how to start it off. Or y'all start the foreplay, but, there's guys that are still a bit scared of getting into that whole, let me slide it in type of situation. And back in the days, you'd hear stuff where, let me just put the tip in. It's just the tip. It's just the tip. Just put the tip inside. That's the shit that I used to hear a lot around. And I used to laugh my head off. Mainly because I used to think that was frankly the dumbest form of tricking someone into doing something that I've heard of. Fine, just go get on top of someone. If the both of y'all are naked, they'll get the point. If you are in the mood and you're a woman, for guys, as long as they have a bone, they're pretty much gonna be fair game for it. Not unless if you're ugly and you're someone's grandmother. Of which there's even guys that'll still be into that type of thing. Don't ask me who, but I know that such people exist. So, guys always go into this whole, there's a certain way you're supposed to go into it. There's a certain way that you're supposed to talk to her. Just find some fancy of getting her to your house. The minute you can get her to your house and you know very well that if she's in your house, she's down for it, go in. Just go make your move straight up. There's a pretty good chance that she won't say no, because as men have recently found out, women also do get horny. It's actually a thing. So, guys come in and they usually like pulling up all of these pickup lines. And, quick side note, I watch a lot of Wild 'N Out. And one of these guys went and used, personally, I think, the best pickup ever. This guy went with, an American football ball. And then, he tosses it to the shorty and he's like, if I go deep, can you throw it back? Which was the most smart shit I think I've heard ever. Besides the other time when some guy called Conceited went up to a shorty and he was like, yo, just come here for a bit. So the shorty comes up close and then he's like, I just made you come with my mouth. Now it's your turn. That was some smart shit that came out of a nigga's mouth over there. If I used that, I bet I'd get the shorty laughing and I'd probably get her, to find ways of making me come. I'm not saying that that's a guarantee because, some shorties do know how to say no in a pretty compelling way. So, you manage to find a way to get it in. That's usually one of the biggest tricks for guys, because it's usually this question of how do you get it in? How do you get her to come over so that you can, slide that shit in? How can you get the shtick inside? And to be honest, there's no real surefire way of getting it in, but from what I've learned, body language always works. Actions speak louder than words. If you can find a way to make your actions pretty well known and she's down for it, I don't see why the hell she'd refuse. So, go ahead, get it in. But then again, you continue to get it in, and then there's certain issues that come up with that whole sex story, because it's never a one size fits all. And I'm not talking about, the size of someone's dick or vagina. Because, if we're going there, let's be honest, if a nigga from the Small Dick Association decides to pull this, just the tip, your whole dick is the tip. I ain't even gonna hide that. So you probably need to find another excuse. If the shorty said no and you're busy saying just the tip, the shorty has already seen your stick, she's probably knowing very well, your dick is the whole tip. But like there's this whole bit of there's some issues that do come up which are of different shapes and sizes. Let's be honest, because like if you're a nigga that likes to like pull a shorty's hair while you're making love to her because it's supposed to show some level of intensity and dominance and that bullshit, what the hell happens if she don't have hair? If she's like part of the short hair crowd, you know, the Amber Rose type. And let's be honest, you know, I'm a big fan of Amber Rose. Personally, I think that, you know, having a clean head and a nice ass body is amazing as shit. You know, some shit that shorties should try every once in a while if you have that type of body. But it becomes an issue if your nigga wants to, like, you know, grab your head. So, you know, in my respect, you know, if someone was to ask me what I do with such an ass, you know, especially since, you know, as an ass man, you know, we do like our style, you know, that is the doggy style. And a nigga wants to hit it from the back, you know, how do you handle, you know, pulling the hair and it's in that situation? And funny enough, this was actually something I was debating with my homies not too long ago. So we came up with like 3 main ways of handling it. The first one, you know, just take 2 fingers, you know, index, middle finger, you know, those can work pretty well. Take them all the way to the front, grab the nostrils real quick and pull that shit. You know, there's some good grip over there. There's some good grip over there if you think about it. It's the dumbest way, and that shit'll probably get your sex, you know, cut and short, and you'll probably get chopped to pieces. But, you know, I've given you guys a solution. That's one way of looking at it. If you look at the second one, though, you know, you can go ahead and just smack the head. You don't, as in, it was the head you're trying to grab onto, and the hair's a part of the head. You know, potato. Smack that head. Smack it real good. If she likes being smacked in the ass, she probably wouldn't mind being smacked on the head. I'm guessing that's probably what Wiz Khalifa did when he was hitting it. You know, no wonder the guy went and dropped some kids in there, which turned out to be an actual kid. So, you know, if someone actually decides to follow this advice and actually tries it on a shorty, by the way, I'm sorry. If you end up being dumped, if you end up being cancelled, this isn't entirely my advice. This is something that we discussed as a group of people, and we came to the conclusion that it probably could be tried, but it doesn't have a surefire way of working. But, you know, maybe smacking her head works. Shorties are into BDSM and shit. They probably won't mind it. Although, now, if you are, you know, destined to actually, well, I won't say destined, but if you are totally into the whole, you know, I have to hold on to the front as I hit the back, or, you know, like I want to hold on to something. Yo, it's time to become ingenious in this shit. Like, it's about time you decide to be smart. Go grab a tie it like you're gonna put it on your neck. You know, like just put it on her head, like right around where the forehead is and shit. You know, a lot of these shorties have 5 heads, so you have way more head than they need to actually tie that tie on. Yank it from the back, hit it. Like that's like the best way to do it if she ain't got hair. Like, what do you think about it though? Because, you know, it'll help you a whole lot more. Because, you know, like shorty's head will be pulled, you know, as opposed to going for the neck and making it feel like she's a dog. You know, not to reference doggy style, but that's kind of how it is. Unless probably she likes choking, then if you think about it, you'll be solving 2 issues with one very, very smart solution. You know, just tie it around her neck, you know, just make sure that shit tight, so that when you pull it, you know, she gonna get choked, she gonna enjoy that choking, and you're gonna enjoy that pulling. Like, I just solved 2 problems over there. Like, I don't know why the hell I'm not getting a Nobel Peace Prize for this. And this is just free advice. So, you know, like, that's like the best way I'd probably get around it. Now, some niggas usually complain about this whole thing of, oh, you know, I wouldn't want to hit a shorty if she has like hair down there. And I used to think about it, and I'm like, yo, first of all, a lot of the niggas that complain about that don't even shave down there. Like, bro, manscape first. Like, legit. Manscape first, then you can probably go and start making noise about that. But even though she does, and you're destined to hit, and it hurts, you know, how'd you go down on it? How'd you work through that whole thing? To be honest, I never gotten through a situation like that. But if I did, you know, I'd probably like to think of a mango, and how mangoes have, you know, fibers and shit. You know, they have their own types of hairs, and we still enjoy having mangoes. So, you know, just go down on it like a mango. It probably won't be that bad, I think. So if your shorty has hair down there and she didn't shave, you know, go down on it like a mango, just as I said. Although now, like, looking back at some of the shit that we do in bed though, why the hell do shorties like BDSM? in my head, like, out of every straight guy I've asked, I have not met one that says, you know what, I like BDSM. I have not met a nigga who is down for BDSM. Probably I need to know different niggas. Probably I need to open up my circle of friends to include other relevant parties. But I have never met a nigga that is down for BDSM. Because for some reason, probably us guys do not want to be, convicted for sexual harassment because, she felt like it. Or we just get scared of that shit because there's a very, very slim line, or should I say a non-existent line between, rape, sexual harassment, and BDSM. Because you're causing pain to get pleasure. I hope I'm not ringing too many bells over here, but, that's kind of how I usually think about it. So, how the hell would I handle a situation where a shorty wants BDSM? Honestly, I don't even know. I'd have to get that to find out. Any shorties who are down for BDSM, please contact your nearest man and fuck them. I'm trying to stay a virgin here. If you're gonna go down for it, I'd say as a guy, be safe about it. Don't try anything too intensely. Even though she says harder, make sure you hold back on that hard, because we don't want you being convicted of rape here, yet you didn't do shit. Especially if you're famous, if you've got a shit ton of money, if you have some level of influence, I'd probably say, if you're gonna go into BDSM, go and play that shit safe. You don't know what she might be targeting on you. Anyways, it's about time you get back to that work. Always put that process in that progress, or be the prevention. It has been me, Sir Denver B. If you guys want to give us your feedback, it is on IG at breaktime_westside. I will see you guys later.
Oh.